In the Gazelle School of Business webinar, we showed you how to build a one-page website that was powerful and simple, that was designed to get your business off the ground, for 6 to 12 months. Well, eventually, you're going to want to add a little bit more to this website, and it's really easy to do with Squarespace. So in our demo website example, you will notice that we actually have a couple of menu options with additional pages underneath and behind there. And so we're going to give you a quick tutorial on how to do this. Now, when you log into Squarespace, if you come to your website and you have that home page that you built several months ago, right? This is our one-page website. If you just scroll down, it had the Book Now buttons and then all your contact information at the footer. But we didn't have any of the main navigation. So this is where we're going to start to add in some navigation, and it's really easy to do. So first off, we're just going to add a blank page here, and the first tab we called History. And this was really your story, the story of your company, the story of how it founded. The second tab, and I'm going to reorder these in a minute because they're coming in out of order, we called Services. The third tab we called Contact. And the fourth tab we called Schedule. And let me go and just reorder these. You can just drag and drop them into the right order. And so there we go. Boom. All right, so now when you come back to your home page now, you will actually see you have the history, the services, the contact, and the schedule. Now, all of these are empty pages, and we're going to fill those out with some elements shortly. But one other thing that you're going to want to do, there are a couple of pages here that you want to add. The most important really is reviews. And we would recommend calling it just review or reviews so that you can easily send people to a page that says, hey, would you please give us an online review? And we actually didn't show this page publicly to any of our clients in any of the menus. But if you simply come to the URL and type in reviews, actually, I think I had it singular, review. There we go. We have our demo piano service company with a thing for saying thank you for giving us an online review and a link to click to Google and a link to click to Facebook. Now you can make this page look however you want, but the point being that we're trying to make it really easy for our customers to send them somewhere where when we ask them for an online review, then they can easily go to a page and get it there. And so what we do in Gazelle is we have a saved template that just says sends an email or a text to the client saying, hey, thanks for offering to give us an online review, and then it sends them to this URL. And so that's another page that you're going to do in Squarespace down here under one of your not linked pages. Now, I'm sure there's some others you might want to have, but these are the core ones that you'll want to add within the first year or so of your business. So let's go in, and for history, you'll notice that this is just a blank, empty page. So you'll hit your edit button, and now we're just going to add an element. And this is where what we did is we just simply added an element with some text over it and a full bleed image, right? This doesn't need to be a lot. And if you go to our demo piano service website, you will see that we just put a picture of our technician and overlaid it with some text. And so then we also had yet another book now button, because the whole idea of this website is there's one call to action: book now, book now, book now, book now, book now. Wherever you're at on the website, you're going to be able to book now. And that's what makes it so easy for your customers. Now, in the one page website, we put all of your contact information in the footer. So we're going to skip services here, and we're just going to go to the contact page website. Here we did a Squarespace element with just an image on the left and some text on the right and a book now button. And then also the schedule page was simply an element with some text and a book now button. It was another element with an image and some overlay text and a book now button where we used to add one up more of our 5-star reviews that we didn't promote elsewhere. And so it just gave a little bit more to the schedule online page. Anytime you need some filler information anywhere on a website, and a great online review is some great filler information. And again, we also wanted it to feel personal by putting a picture of you on there looking straight at the camera. So let's go to the services page though, because this is a one that's going to require a little bit more work. And this is where a lot of young businesses really just make some fundamental mistakes. And the biggest mistake being they try to put too much stuff on here. And sometimes you're not real clear like what service packages you're going to offer or what services you're going to offer. You feel the need to put everything on there. And I just want you to hear me say loud and clear, you don't need to put everything on here, right? These are your primary services, the primary things people are going to ask for. And from there, really, if they have additional questions, they can go to your contact us page and they will, right? And so here we just had two service packages, a 2-hour service package and a 3-hour service package, right? This one includes tuning, some repairs, and anything else we had time to do to make your piano play at its best. And here, the 3-hour package is tuning, voicing, regulation, cleaning, plus anything else we had time to do to make your piano look and play at its best, and another Book Now button. And then we just did a smaller Squarespace element with the other services we provide. It's just a text element with just, tuning, small repairs, cleaning, detailing, appraisals. Again, you want this to be easy for the client to understand. So don't overcomplicate your pricing models. This is not a time really where with your business even where you want complex call out charges and drive fees and things like that. Unless you're really driving hours and hours and hours, you're probably at a state in your business where you're just trying to get as much work as possible. So the way to do that is to not overcomplicate the services that you're offering your customers. Keep it simple. And then at the bottom, this is another great way to do some filler. Get a really good black and white image and just put book now. We help your piano perform at its best. And then here you're going to have the book now button. So again, that is really all you need to do for the menus. And in Squarespace, you should be familiar with it now, right? On our history page, this is just an element with an image and some text. You can go to the services page. Let's see, you do have to hit save each time to come back here. So we're going to go to our services page. And here, what we did is we just added an element. We hit edit, added an element, and it was the same element every single time. This element here, we just changed the image and changed the fonts. And then down below that, we added a text element. And I think it was just this one here that I used. And then below that, we added another image element with some text and a button. We're using the same element, different pictures. It's really easy to do. So again, remember to change all of your buttons to book now and make sure the URL goes to your Gazelle scheduling page. But lastly, I did want to talk about this. Oh, let's save this. The scheduling page that we recommend. And so on this page, if you come to Gazelle, or not Gazelle, if you come to the demo piano service website we built, and you go to your schedule page, all it really needed was schedule online, book now, because this is our book now, book down, book now call to action. That's all I really needed. But I did want this extra filler element down there. So just make sure that you're not putting up a big blank white page with 2 words on it. Even though you don't want a lot of words, that's probably too few. And so, putting the 5-star review in there is a great filler space. On a couple of notes on your contact page, keep it simple. A company name, email, phone number, address. That right? They might need to mail you a check. Remember that. And book now. That's it. You don't really need more than that. Anything more than that, and you really are complicating things. Now, I did not, because I had the company logo here, I didn't feel the need to add any filler space, but if you wanted to use another 5-star review, you could pop that down here. So the framework you're using is kind of every page had some review of some kind. You could do that as well, but that's really starting to complicate some things. The more simple you keep this, the more time you're going to have to focus on building your business. And this 4-page website or 5-page website, 6 if you count the review page, really should get your business to the 3-year mark. You could easily build $150 to $200,000 a year business off this one 6-page website, right? You don't need to complicate this. So this is just kind of step 2 of building out your website for you. And it's really easy to do in Squarespace. You're just going to build all of these. And the last, and add some elements. And before we leave, I just want to talk a little bit about the menu options, right? Because a lot of people really like to load up their menu options with a ton of stuff. This is our services. This is, grand piano services. These are helpful links for, and they just start like throwing all this stuff out there. You don't need it. Like, keep it simple. If you have a need, a genuine need for more than 4 items, you have a really complex business model. So if your menu needs more than these 4 items, your business model is probably too complex, right? Watch the Gazelle School of Business webinar on simplifying your service model. It's in the simplicity that you grow. Complexity hinders you from growing. And so, as a young business and you're trying to grow, just adding a little bit more here can help with marketing. And a good example here, too, is the contact us page, right? If you're going to add your company info here, that's going to help with SEO work, search engine optimization, right? And so, this is something that you might want to do. Before, the search engines had to rely on this address, phone number, and all that stuff. Um, and so that certainly helps. Another thing you might want to add over here in the not linked pages is a terms of service and privacy policy. And usually the search engine optimizations want those to be separate, right? So there we go. All right, so privacy policy, terms of service, and all that, you're there. I'm just going to reorder these in order of what's really important to me. So you can add those if you're trying to get SEO work going. And so now we're up to an 8-page website. But the reality is, you don't need a lot. If you start running Google ads, you don't want to just dump people on your public pages, right? And so if you're going to build a Google ad, this is where you'll actually build a landing page and call it Google ad number 1, right? Because you want to send a specific Google ad to a specific landing page. And in Squarespace, that's easy to do. So you're just going to create a landing page, and then you're going to go grab one of those elements with some great full bleed images and some text overlay. And if the ad is about cleaning, this page here needs to be about cleaning. And then it needs to direct them to your homepage where they can then go through the book now, book now, book now, book now, book now. But when people just go to, demopianoservice.com, they're coming to the homepage. And, so you really want to leverage it by sending people, because this is your primary marketing page. All this other stuff is complexity that you do need eventually as your business grows, but you still want to keep it simple, right? And so you'll notice that what I'm doing is I'm adding unlinked pages. They're not linked to the main navigation. I'm not just adding new navigation, and I'm not adding trees of navigation where history has 5 options under it. I'm just keeping it simple, right? And so that's a really good framework to use in kind of phase 2 of your website. Just keep it simple still. You can build a great business off a website that simply looks like this demo piano service website, right? You have your history, you have your services, a couple of service packages, a few more services you offer, and you don't need to put everything there. Contact us and schedule online review, maybe a privacy policy, and you're off to the races. You're ready to go. So if you have any questions about this, about business and how to build this and how to really get your website into phase two and how to get your business kind of out of the startup phase and into kind of growth phase, feel free to reach out to our team at Gazelle, support at gazelleapp.io.